Hey everybody, welcome to Content Digest. My name is Xavier, and this is my co-host, Jerry. How are you doing today, Jerry?
I'm fine. What's up with you? How's your week?
Week's been really good. Always a good week when hanging out with friends.
Oh, absolutely. We got Tech here again. Hey, Tech.
Is hanging out with us. You might hear some panting from him. That's just him putting in his 2 cents.
You'll definitely hear some shaking. He loves to shake.
Yeah, we took off the collar, though, so hopefully you don't hear it in the background.
Yeah, thank God. Have you been watching any sports recently?
You know what? I have been watching a little bit more sports than I had in recent years.
Yep.
I kind of had fallen off of the, I don't want to call it the bandwagon, but I had fallen off of the active viewership for a lot of sports.
Okay.
But I've been watching a lot recently.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was the last sport you watched?
Hockey.
Hockey?
Hockey.
Which team are you following? Oh, we'll get into that.
No. So I think we've pretty much made it clear that we've decided to stick with sports for this week's theme. So
I think
we're going to have a brief discussion about, why we like sports, what teams we like, and what our predictions are for a couple of sports that we follow. One of us more than the other.
A little bit. Let's talk some sports then. So, I like sports. I think you like sports. Tell me you like sports.
I love sports.
Cool. What's your favorite sport?
Favorite sport? Difficult question. I think a lot of sports have a lot to offer, but the mood I'm feeling right now, I'd say football.
Oh, I thought you were going to say curling.
Curling's a close fifth.
The fifth? Wow.
Fifth, yes.
What loses out?
To curling?
Yeah.
Golf.
Golf. Okay. Interesting. Why do you like sports?
I like sports because I love competition. Mm-hmm. I love seeing people performing at their peak, and I don't think that you can perform as well without competition. I think people driving other people to be better at what they're doing is what makes them better.
That makes sense to me. I kind of agree with that. I like sports because they're fun to watch.
They are fun to watch.
They are. Watching big burly men hit each other, like, what's better than that?
Yeah.
God.
So what sports do you like the most?
Number one?
Hockey.
Ice hockey.
Hockey. That's
big burly men hitting each
other.
other.
Sure. That is definitely my number 2.
Yeah.
Fast paced.
It's very fast paced. It's the coolest sport on earth.
Yeah, high impact, high precision, plenty of strategy.
Oh,
plenty of strategy.
Anyone who thinks there's no strategy in hockey has never watched hockey.
Loads of strategy. Not much bad to say about hockey. I know that it can be hard to get into because it's hard to follow the puck when you're.
I've heard that many times.
Yeah, when you're first getting into it, it's hard to follow the puck. But
people I know who have watched hockey for years, well, not years, but like my family, they still don't know where the puck is, and I'm like, it's right there, and they still can't see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's also, I think, a vision thing, It's really difficult to see sometimes. Yeah. Maybe they need to find out some way to illuminate the puck on the screen.
They tried that once.
I know
Fox
they did with the little circle, right?
Yeah, it was terrible. It didn't work.
That was not what I was talking about.
No. I think it was more of a problem when we didn't have HD televisions.
Yeah.
When all TV was in 480i.
Oh yeah, I could not imagine. I could not imagine watching that on an old box TV.
Trying to watch the 1970 Stanley Cup Finals, I'm sure that was terrible. Tech, you like sports?
Especially with the resolution coming out of the TV and going into it, both.
What sport does Tech like best? He's right here.
I think he likes frisbee.
Oh, I could see that.
Or ball. He likes ball.
Should we go throw him a frisbee later?
Yeah.
He'll
just take it and chew on it, but we can do that.
Anyone who'd like to see Tech play frisbee later, please comment in the comment section. Oh yeah? Okay. Oh.
Oh man.
Oh, he's shaking. So sports.
Yeah, dude. I think that the thing that makes me most interested in football specifically, the thing that kind of makes it my number one, is just
taking of territory. You love playing Civilization.
Not quite.
I'm sorry.
Quite,
I misunderstood.
Quite. See, the way I view it, or the way I could maybe describe it, most other sports like when you're looking at ice hockey, when you're looking at soccer, when you're looking at
basketball,
baseball, not so much.
Okay,
baseball kind of, but not so much. But a lot of other team competitive sports, the interaction is like one whole battle playing out.
Okay,
right. Football feels more like an entire war.
Yes,
where you see, a plethora of battles happening throughout the course of the war.
Each drive is a different battle.
Each drive is a battle, exactly.
Yeah, I understand that.
And I think that the way the strategy plays out for me, from like a watcher's perspective, I think that's why I like it so much. Why do you like hockey? What's your...
It's just so much fun, man. And when guys hit each other, they hit each other. And like you said before, the strategy involved, like, people make fun of me when I'm sitting there like, you should have done this. And I know people make fun of all people who do that, but I don't know. There's just such nuance. The guy will skate and do something he shouldn't do, and then the puck goes this way. I don't know. I just love every facet of that game. It's freaking incredible.
It's also, like, really random. Like, some of the weirdest things can happen in hockey. The weirdest deflections.
I watched a video once on YouTube. I forget who it was, but they did why underdogs do better in hockey than any other sport. And the randomness of hockey is much higher than, like, say, basketball. Basketball, the higher seeds almost always win.
Yeah.
Because of the way basketball works. But hockey, like, with all the randomness, puck bounces, and just all that stuff, there's much better chance that a lower seed team will beat a higher seed team.
It's interesting that you say that. I'm not sure that these things are connected, but it's funny because League of Legends, actually, when they were talking about eSports, which I mean, we're going to combine, I think, in this category because we are talking about them from an intellectual perspective.
Yes.
And from an intellectual perspective, eSports and sports
are very similar.
More similarities than differences.
Absolutely.
Obviously, from a physicalities perspective,
not at all.
The differences are huge.
Yes.
But it's just interesting that you say that because Riot was talking, I think, last year about, and Double Lift specifically was talking about the changes that they were making and how it was increasing the randomness, which basically meant that from Double Lift's perspective, I'm not quoting him directly, but if I'm remembering correctly, he was essentially saying that the better team will still win a best of 3 or a best of 5.
Yes.
But the chance of an underdog taking 1 or 2 games and possibly taking the series is so much higher because of the amount of randomness in the game.
Yeah.
And
any given Sunday.
It's very similar. It's very similar to how any given Sunday, but it's very similar to how you were speaking about hockey and how the randomness in hockey basically makes it so that any team can take advantage of an opportunity given it.
Yeah, like the best example of that was when the Kings were the 8th seed. They barely made the playoffs. 2011, I think it was. 2010, 2011, around there.
Yeah.
Barely made the playoffs. Beat the 1 seed. Beat every team that they shouldn't have beaten, and went on to win the Stanley Cup. I love that. That is my ish.
Well, and see, something like that, it's like, it can only happen so often in a row before it's not luck, before it's not randomness, and there was something happening, that late game streak, that late season streak, it's not about who's hot in the season, it's about who's hot in the playoffs. It's, who hits their streak when the time is right. The
best recent example of that is Tampa Bay, the Lightning in hockey, losing to the Columbus Blue Jackets, got swept in the first round. They were the hottest, one of the hottest regular season teams ever to play the sport. They won 62 and 20. Like they won so many games. They killed everybody in the regular season. Went into the first round, just got swept. It's crazy how that works.
I mean, it's some of the best moments. It's unscripted drama.
Yeah,
and I think that's what most people miss about sports, and people don't get when they're not a sports fan is it is like really where the entertainment is coming from, and a lot of the entertainment is just from the unscripted nature,
not knowing what's going to happen next.
Stakes and the stakes are so high, and you watch these dramas on TV that are trying to elevate the stakes, but these stakes are naturally elevated just because of
not artificially written.
Right. Yeah. Right. And I mean, we can discuss whether or not cheating kind of takes away from that element of the game and the unscripted nature, but at its core, what happens on that field is determined by the people who are standing on the field at the time and their abilities in the moment.
Deflategate.
Yeah, and the weather and whatever the weather is like.
Weather changes sports.
Yes, weather huge impact, other than maybe hockey.
Well,
and some football.
Yeah. Hockey doesn't really get affected by weather.
No.
It can't when it's inside, except the Winter Classic.
Yes, which is I love that. I think there should be more of those.
They do a couple stadium series every year, but not nearly enough.
No, I think that is. I mean, I understand.
Well, basketball has never been affected by the weather. They don't play outside.
No. Maybe pickup games, but
yeah, not a legit game.
Yeah. I think that. I can't wait to discuss, what our favorite teams are.
Oh yeah,
and
that'll be interesting.
We're going to get into that, but we're going to need to go to a message from one of our sponsors. Hope everybody can pick up some merchandise from them.
Hi, my name is Brad Johnson. I'm the founder and CEO of Spiky Sports. Here to tell you that we care as much about our employees as we care about you. And to prove that, we're going to take a walk through one of our shops in eastern Taiwan. Hi, how are you doing, Jay?
My dad died in a warehouse fire last week.
And that's why we don't smoke on the line anymore. We here at Spiky Sports always look for safety first. Oh, another one of our employees. Hello, Peng.
I lost a finger last week.
And now we're giving you discounts on gloves.
Oh.
We here at Spiky Sports know how hard it can be to shop for somebody who is physically been dismembered. Oh, it's Gigi! Gigi, how are you feeling?
I just gave birth near the Air Gordons.
Oh, that's adorable. I cannot wait to have them with us in 6 months.
For the best products at the best profits, SPIKE, Spiky Sports. What was that? Are we promoting sweatshops in China?
Are they paying us?
Probably. Are we okay with that, though?
How much are they paying us?
Probably enough. Let's just get into sports.
All right.
We don't want to get political. So, we just talked about that we like sports. Everyone knows that. Who's your favorite... Who are your favorite teams?
So I'm pretty unilaterally Chicago.
Yeah.
Cubs, not White Sox.
No, nobody likes the White Sox. If you do, you're a heathen. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not sorry. Continue.
Sorry, not sorry. So I'm pretty unilaterally a Chicago fan.
Okay.
Was raised a Chicago fan, so that's just how it goes.
Yep.
How about you?
I'm all over the board.
I know.
Let's start. Hockey, Lightning, Tampa Bay Lightning. Football, Miami Dolphins. Basketball, Toronto, the Raptors. Baseball, Toronto, Blue Jays. Those are the four main sports. Let's go with those for now.
All right. So
if you want to hear more about our favorite teams, we'll give you our favorite teams in every sport you can think of.
So questions for you on those.
Okay.
Why not the two Florida teams for basketball and baseball? Why not...
why would I care about the Orlando Magic? Let me start with that. Who cares?
Miami Heat.
Why would I care about the Miami Heat?
Because they win.
They were good for a while when LeBron got there. And then they were bad for a while. And now they're good again this year. But I'm not going to change allegiances. I don't care.
All right, that's fair.
Okay.
And then the Rays.
I like the Rays. They're just not my favorite.
Okay.
And that happened because I got into baseball really early as a kid. And my dad is from Toronto. So that kind of worked out that way.
Cool.
The rest I kind of picked up on my own. The Dolphins, I just gravitated towards them.
Why not a Toronto hockey team? Why not the Maple Leafs?
Why do I not like the Maple Leafs?
Why are the Maple Leafs not above the Rays? I mean, above the
Lightning.
The Lightning, yes.
Because I got into hockey in college, so however long ago that was, 10 years ago, 8 years ago. I got into it then, and I didn't have the influence from my parents to like hockey growing up. So I got into it when I was in college, so I just started liking the team that I followed, and that was them.
Yeah. They were doing good back then as well.
No, the first year that I started following them, they were trash.
Oh, really?
Yes. They started getting good 2013, 2014, 2015 season.
Okay.
Yeah. That's when they The 2015-2016 is when they went to the final against, or was that 2014? That was 2014-2015. They went to the final against the Blackhawks.
How did that go?
It was fine. The Blackhawks won, but it was fine. Don't take away from them winning the entire Eastern Conference and taking 2 games from the Blackhawks.
No, I'm not.
Since some people, especially one of those people in this room, said they were going to sweep, didn't happen.
Well, so I guess that's a little telling of me. So if we go through anything, I'm pretty much always going to favor the Chicago team. Just this is where I'm from. I'm a huge buff on the history of a lot of teams, specifically the Bears.
Yep. Brian Urlacher,
Dick Butkus, Gale Sayers,
the coach,
Richard Perry.
Why can't I think of his name?
Oh, which coach?
George
Halas?
No, the one everybody knows.
George Halas, but
no, the other one. Why can't I think of his name? Somebody's screaming at us right now.
Literally just blanked me.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
He was a tight end. He played under George Halas.
How can I not think
Mike
of it?
Mike Ditka.
I was trying to think of Mike.
Coach, quote unquote, the coach.
He's the guy.
Yeah. Well, George Halas, though. Come on.
I'm saying.
I'm not going to undersell the man.
I'm not saying he's not bad.
Who taught Mike Ditka what he knows about the sport, you know?
I'm not saying nobody knows who he is. I'm just saying Mike Ditka's more famous.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally the name. He literally has his name on the NFC trophy.
Listen, I get that. I'm just saying. Mike Ditka. Everyone knows Mike Ditka.
Mike Ditka is great. I love Mike Ditka. I love his mannerisms, his attitude. He's a great commentary person and good coach.
What did you think of the Cubs winning the World Series for the first time in hundreds of years?
You know what? It meant a lot to me. Love the Cubs. I love them winning. But what really meant a lot to me was seeing my grandfather's reaction to the Cubs winning. Having been a supporter of them his entire
since their
life.
last win. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, was it? They won in 1917, 1920?
Yeah, around that. So
sometime in there.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been
born.
Or no. Wasn't it No.
He was 16.
No, it was like 1908.
End of World War II.
It was like 1908.
Was it? I thought they won one in the teens.
No, because they won in 2016, and they hadn't won in like 108 years.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so he was not alive then. He was born in, I think, 1930.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to make a joke. I thought it was funny. It wasn't. No, now we got all serious.
It's even funnier because he hadn't seen a championship his entire life.
Yeah.
He lived his entire life without one, and but he got to see one right at the end. So
that's great. That's great.
His grandpa, but it was really touching. It was really nice to see. So I really enjoyed that World Series.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the next 100 years.
I'm gonna flip side that. My grandpa was a Yankees fan, so he watched them win 20 World Series. So I'm sorry, it's just two sides of the coin there.
He didn't get the impact from them.
No, because he saw them win all the time.
Yeah. So it really didn't mean as much to him. I think it meant a lot to my grandfather. So
yeah, expanding on that. Sorry, I have a friend who's a Boston sports fan. And every time the Patriots lose a regular season game, he gets pissed, like really mad. And I'm like, dude, you have 6 rings. Calm down. I tell him that every time. And he still gets mad. They'll lose a regular season game that means nothing. Like, oh, and he'll get mad at it.
Yeah,
it's just so funny to me.
Not to be vindictive, but I am seriously waiting for the Yankees and the Patriots to go on like a 30-year slump.
Patriots might be sooner than you think.
Well, we'll see if they can replace Brady, honestly.
And it's not even
replace, but you can supplement.
You can plug almost any quarterback into that system and it'll work. It's Bill Belichick. As soon as Bill Belichick retires, unless they find a great replacement, then that team's going to be good for a long time. So it depends on Belichick, in my honest opinion. For all you boomers out there.
But I'm just waiting for those slumps. Not because I don't want them to ever win again, or I'm mad at them about winning. It's just
I am.
It's the fans, you know.
Yeah.
I would really just like to see the fans just have to like suck it up and be real fans, and support their team when they're losing.
How many listeners did we just lose?
Probably, of the listeners we have right now, one that's currently living in Boston, but he doesn't really watch sports. So. No, yeah, it's mostly I just would like to see, the fans that are so used to winning and so easily upset by like a couple losses. I'd like to see them like be like, oh, this is what the rest of the league
has to deal with all the time.
All the time, right? We'll see if that happens. Not upset about it.
No, looking forward to it though.
No, anything you want to say about any of your teams that you?
Is there anything you want to hear specifically?
What's your favorite historical story about one of your teams?
Both the Dolphins and the Blue Jays only championships were back-to-back.
Huh.
Like, not each of them won back-to-back. That the Dolphins won 72 and 73, and then the Blue Jays won in 92 and 93. So each of them won back-to-back and then haven't won again.
That's a funny little anecdote.
I don't know. That's something I've always talked about. So that's fun.
So my favorite one is way back in the heyday.
Ooh.
So this is an old George Halas, Vince Lombardi story.
Oh, man.
So
we're getting deep.
Way back. We're talking in like the 20s, the 30s.
Yeah.
What they would do, and like it went back and forth. So I'm going to tell you some of the George Halas stories, but let's make it clear this was a back and forth. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like one team doing things exclusively to the other.
Yes.
But there were stories about them turning off the hot water to the opposing team's bathrooms, which in Chicago or Green Bay,
you need that.
In the middle of the winter, very important. They would also throw water underneath the seats of the opposing bench so that they would have to sit with cold feet on like icy grass before they went out onto the field. But that leads to my favorite story of anything, and this is exclusively to George Halas, that he would do. He would sell the seats at the end of the opposing team's bench for a discounted price to the biggest Bears fan that he could find.
Yeah.
So, like, the biggest Bears fans were on both sides of the Green Bay bench.
That's amazing.
Just yelling at them the entire time, trying to get into their head. And, obviously, it should never happen again, but the fact that it happened, I think that's hilarious. It's great, and it's amazing mind games.
I think we need old school night at a football game where they do exactly that kind of stuff.
That would be great. That'd be hilarious. I would love it. I would love to see it. I think that it's the heart of the sport. It's good-natured competition, if not a little bit rough.
I like it.
I love it. All right. Well, I think we've espoused enough about our individual sports teams' preferences. You have something to say?
Speaking of boomers.
Yeah. It's we're gonna have a promotional video for one of our sponsors. It's gonna be a new eSports team, Big Boom. Let's see what they got to say.
You've seen them in the Great War. You've seen them in the Second Great War. But you've never seen them like this. Introducing the first entirely elderly esports establishment, Big Boom. Featuring Oatmeal Lover 23.
I hope this makes my grandkids think I'm cool.
Is this where I type my name?
What's that red light? Are we recording? It's recording right now? Ah.
And Bob.
I fought the Koreans in Nam, and now I'm ready to fight them again.
Stay tuned next season as youth takes on experience as Big Boom challenges the field of competitors. That was an esports team? Is that what I'm getting?
They're going to be huge.
I hope so.
I can't wait to see them on the main stage.
Imagine fighting for your country and then fighting a bunch of other people on an esports stage. I don't know.
I mean, hey, everybody's got dreams.
Everybody's got dreams, especially apparently that last guy. He really wanted to fight Korean people, which we don't condone.
No, absolutely not. You should not fight anybody.
But you should go against them in sporting competition.
Speaking of sporting competition, what are your predictions for the Major League Baseball championships next year?
The Major League Baseball championships?
Yeah.
Is that what they're called now?
That's what I'm calling them.
Okay, good. What do you mean?
Who's going to win the pennant?
Who's going to win the pennant in each league?
Yeah.
Let's see. To be honest, I'm going to go with the Astros again. Safe pick. They're just, really good. I've seen nothing that makes me think otherwise because they've just been so dominant. And on the National League side, probably the Dodgers. But I know you're going to pick the Cubs.
Yeah, I was going to agree with the Astros, but of course the Cubs are going to win. I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to put something together.
What's going to make them so dominant?
Youth.
Okay.
Youth and determination.
How's Kyle Schwarber? Is he still on the team?
You got me.
So,
I haven't really paid attention to baseball closely in a long time. Not since I was like playing, honestly, since probably
middle school.
Yeah,
Wow, that's a long time.
Maybe actually, I was watching for a few years after middle school, so I'll say like maybe like my sophomore year.
We're pretty old then. Is that what you're trying to say? I
might be old.
Okay.
I'm ready for that boomer team.
I am too. I imagine them playing baseball.
I'm that's not very nice.
Why? They're really old. They wouldn't do very well. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that wouldn't go well.
Like athletic competition needs to be between young people usually.
Maybe they could play MLB
the show.
The show, yeah.
MLB. That's what they could do. Start an MLB the Show team and then play all these other teams for a virtual World Series.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that. Can we get our sponsor on that?
We'll have to talk to them. Maybe we can get them in for the next sports segment.
Okay, good. I would like that. Who's going to win between the Cubs and the Astros?
Oh, it's the Cubs.
You think so?
The Cubs are absolutely going to win.
The Cubs win a lot, don't they?
No, they should win a lot.
They should win a
lot. Drop the ball a lot.
Yeah, they do. And I'm sorry to say that.
It's poor management. It's poor motivation. They'll get there though. Every single year is a new year. Any given day.
I'd like to see the Rays do well again.
You know what? I've always had an affinity for the Rays. Semi-local team. Spoiler alert: we are in the
Florida West
area.
Coast area.
Yeah.
Please don't find us and kill us.
It would be great to see the Rays do well again, though.
Hey, they made the playoffs last year.
Yeah,
they went to the ALDS. They didn't win, but you don't always win.
No, but I mean, it would be nice to see them win.
I would like to see that. Great. I think. Do we have a message from another sponsor?
I think we do have one more sponsor we're going to hear from.
All right, let's see what they have to say.
I'm excited.
Welcome to the Caterpillar Fighting Association. My co-hosts here today, Jerry, and myself, Xavier, are about to bring you some special action.
It's going to be the craziest thing we've ever seen, Xavier. I am not sure the people are prepared for this.
They have been training their entire lives for this moment.
About 3 days.
3 whole days. What is our tale of the tape?
In the red corner, we have Caterpillar McGee coming in at a cool 0.2 ounces. And in the blue corner, we have Shoots McCaterpillar coming in at a cool 0.03 ounces.
It should be noted that McGee does have a 0.5 millimeter reach advantage.
Oh, that might be the dagger right there.
All right, the action's getting started here.
What is that?
Oh my God, he's lifting him!
Oh no! How could, is that even legal?
Oh my God, what a slam!
Ooh, that's really gotta hurt, X.
Oh my God, Red Side is strangling him.
Is that even legal?
I don't know.
What is the ref doing?
What are the rules?
Oh, no, wait.
What is that?
Wait, in the corner?
Oh my God.
I'm looking at my notes.
That can't be.
This was a 3-way match.
I didn't know.
No,
it's a butterfly!
Oh my God.
The humanity!
He's grabbing both the contenders. He's bringing them in the air.
He dropped them! Oh my God! It's the FBI!
Go!
Break!
FBI, open up! Brought to you by the Anti-Caterpillar Fighting Ad Council.
Caterpillars are people too. Terrible, terrible stuff.
I can't believe they brought that over from Hong Kong.
I mean, I can't believe that it exists at all.
Who would do that?
I mean, caterpillars are such beautiful and innocent creatures.
I know, and they have evolutions.
Yeah.
What animal has evolutions?
I mean, that's about the only one I can think of. Moths.
Moths do that, yeah. Spiders, yes. Not really, but they cocoon things.
Bees, they have a larval state.
Bees, yeah,
anything
they do.
With a larval state, I guess.
Okay, so a lot of tadpoles turn into frogs. Okay, well, never mind.
Babies in the womb.
Oh, yeah.
Evolution, yeah.
They're very soft and fragile, and then they become hardy people,
Yeah.
like big, strong men.
Interesting side
And
note,
women.
I learned that the reason why babies are so fragile and
Okay.
so, vulnerable for so long.
So they're easier to eat.
Not quite. Not quite.
Okay.
So vulnerable into their for so long in their adolescence is because the brain that the human has at full maturation is too big to go through the birth canal.
Oh, okay.
So humans evolved to birth themselves sooner, so that they could have like an external maturation phase to finish growing to their entirety.
That's actually really interesting. I didn't know that.
We're one of the only species to do anything like that.
Wow. I'm impressed. I'm glad you knew something like that.
I didn't know it. It just was told to me by some source. Not too long ago. Yeah, I don't even remember. In 2
The state-run
weeks,
television?
I won't remember that fact.
Probably not. I'll try to.
Well,
maybe I'll bring it back.
Remind me.
Yeah, in a couple weeks I'll bring it back, and you'll be amazed
I'll
at
be
that.
like, what?
Yeah.
That's a thing? I won't be surprised.
I think we're running out of time.
Yeah, it's been a great episode.
It's been fun, yeah.
It's been fun. I think this is one of the subjects that I am the least familiar on. I'm sure that was clear.
Yeah,
but,
baseball, yeah.
Jerry's extremely passionate about sports in general.
Sports in general,
more so. Like, I haven't been paying attention as much. I've been paying attention more recently. But I definitely think that I had fun.
Yeah, it was enjoyable talking to you about this.
And
everyone
hope
say
you had fun.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say everyone say goodbye to Tech. He's still in the room.
Yeah, he's a little bit pooped now. That's why he stopped barking and shaking and huffing throughout.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed his presence. I know we have.
Oh, yeah, loved it.
And I hope everybody has a wonderful week. We'll see you next Sunday at around 1 o'clock.